Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Friday, August 18, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Arizona Diamondbacks vs San Diego Padres. Take the Padres with the run line. And here is why. Arizona won their last 2 games in Colorado to make it 2 straight series wins for them following a season-high 9-game losing streak. Over their 5 games prior to this series, the Backs offense struck for a total of 29 runs and 51 hits. They were hitting .255 as a team through 121 games, 10th overall, and their 570 runs scored were 11th overall. Christian Walker connected for 2 home runs in the team's 9-7 win at Colorado on Wednesday and entered this series having hit at least 1 home runs in 3 straight games. Over his last 9 games, prior to Thursday, the Backs first baseman hit .429 with 6 home runs and 14 RBI. During this season, San Diego held a 5-4 lead in their head-to-head encounters. Interestingly, despite this, Arizona emerged victorious in 2 out of 3 matches against the Padres just a week ago. Remarkably, even in that series, the Padres managed to outscore the Diamondbacks, securing a 14-13 tally. This recent starting pitching face-off unfolded last Sunday, resulting in a 5-4 loss for the Padres. However, Lugo's performance stood out as he delivered a superior showing, conceding only 2 runs and 6 hits across 5 innings. In contrast, Fott surrendered 3 runs, 9 hits, and 2 walks over a span of 5.2 innings. Notably, Lugo's earlier encounter with Arizona in April saw him limit the opposition to a mere 2 runs and 6 hits, despite lacking significant run support. My expectation is that Lugo will once again curtail the Diamondbacks' offensive efforts, positioning his team for a potential victory. Take the over 9 runs. And here is why. In this meeting on Sunday there were exactly 9 runs scored, so this total makes complete sense. That game turned out to be a push, and the 9 meetings this season have seen the over go 5-2-2. Fott has seen his last 2 starts have a total of 9 runs, while Lugo has had 4 of his last 6 starts, total 9 or more runs. Both starters have seen at least 1 run scored on them in all of their starts this season. The Padres' offense did come to life at the end of their series against the Orioles, with 15 runs and 21 hits over the last 2 games of that season. The Diamondbacks' offense has been just as strong, with 21 runs scored over 3 games in Colorado. Baltimore Orioles vs Oakland Athletics. Take the Orioles money line as home favorites. And here is why. The Orioles are having a great season and hope to secure the best record in the American League. Kyle Gibson will start the upcoming game, and he hopes to improve on a rough season as he's allowed 79 runs in 145.1 innings pitched. In addition, with a .262 expected opponent batting average, a .423 expected opponent slugging percentage, and a 4.50 expected ERA, opponents are making contact and powering the ball against Gibson to easily drive in runs. The A's are having a season to forget and hope to avoid finishing the year with baseball's worst record. Luis Medina will start the upcoming game and he has struggled on the season, allowing 52 runs in 83 innings pitched. Additionally, with a .245 expected opponent batting average, an 11.5 walk rate, and a 4.50 expected ERA, opponents are making contact and putting together strong plate appearances against Medina to easily drive in runs. The A's are looking to win at home, but the Orioles are having a remarkable season and look to control this game from the first inning. The Orioles should drive in runs at will with Adley Rutschman, Cedric Mullins, and the rest of the lineup making hard contact and crushing the ball, allowing them to easily plate base runners. The Orioles should limit the A's lineup, which averages only 3.60 runs per game, with Kyle Gibson pitching multiple strong innings to hand the ball over to the bullpen with a lead. The Orioles should win the game with a strong performance at home. Our total pick is over. And here is why. Gibson has struggled, but the lineup has carried the Orioles, scoring 4.83 runs per game. Adley Rutschman is slashing .267, .362, .425 with 16 home runs and 189 total bases, while Ryan Mountcastle is slashing .271, .315, .476 with 16 home runs and 160 total bases, but the entire lineup has stepped up. Cedric Mullins is slashing .254, .337, .449 with 10 home runs and 122 total bases, while Gunnar Henderson and Anthony Santander have added 40 home runs and 379 total bases to add depth to the lineup, making the Orioles tough to stop at the plate. Medina has struggled, but the lineup has let the A's down as one of the worst in the league, scoring only 3.60 runs per game. Brent Rooker is slashing .241, .328, .458 with 19 home runs and 152 total bases, while Seth Brown and Shea Langeliers have added 22 home runs and 220 total bases, but the rest of the lineup has struggled. Only one batter has an OPS plus over 100, and opposing pitchers can eliminate the hapless lineup as a result. Miami Marlins vs Los Angeles Dodgers. Take the Marlins to steal Game 1. And here is why. The Miami Marlins will trot out Sandy Alcantara in the first game of this pivotal series with the Dodgers. Alcantara notched a win in his start last Saturday, allowing 1 run on 5 hits and 2 walks over 9 innings against the Yankees, while striking out 10. Alcantara was dominant Saturday, not allowing a runner to reach second base until the top of the 7th after the right-hander was called for a balk, advancing Billy McKinney from first. The reigning National League Cy Young Award winner then allowed 1 run to come across in the inning before continuing his dominance over the final 2 innings to log his 3rd complete game of the season. Alcantara also tallied up a season-high 10 strikeouts in the game and has now allowed 1 runner fewer in 3 of his last 4 starts. He comes into this start against the Dodgers rolling, holding a 4.09 ERA and 1.17 WHIP over 158 innings this year. Entering action Thursday, Miami is tied with the Chicago Cubs for the final wild card spot in the National League. They are second in MLB in K9, and Alcantara is a huge reason why with his resurgence after the All-Star break. The opening game of the crucial series between the Miami Marlins and the Dodgers will feature Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins. Alcantara showcased his dominance in his recent start against the Yankees last Saturday, keeping runners from advancing to second base until the top of the 7th inning. Impressively, Alcantara achieved a season high of 10 strikeouts during the game and has managed to limit opponents to 1 run or less in 3 out of his last 4 starts. As he enters this match against the Dodgers, Alcantara is on a streak, boasting a 4.09 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP across 158 innings. Miami finds itself in a fierce competition for the last wild card spot in the National League, sharing this position with the Reds and Cubs. Given the significance of this game for Miami, my confidence lies more with Alcantara than Gonsolin, particularly at this stage of the season. Take the over 9 units. And here is why. Tony Gonsolin will toe the rubber for Los Angeles, making his 20th appearance of the season. He allowed a run on 3 hits and struck out 6 without walking a batter over 6 innings to earn the win last Saturday over the Rockies. Gonsolin earned his 3rd win in a row, although the start prior was not pretty. His lone mistake Saturday was in his Ezequiel Tovar solo home run on the first pitch of the game. He has been inconsistent this season for La, alternating between good and bad appearances. He holds a 4.24 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, and 80.36 kBB through 99.2 innings over 19 starts this season. The start prior, Gonsolin was hammered by the Padres, allowing 6 runs on 9 hits, so this was a promising bounce back for the right-hander. But, seeing how the season has gone for him, he will need to string it together. Los Angeles is not as deep as in recent years from a starting pitching standpoint, so they need Gonsolin for a potential postseason run. They have been on a rampage, winning 10 in a row and challenging the Braves for the best record in the National League. Tony Gonsolin has alternated between shaky and strong performances all year, and Friday will be no different. He allowed a run on 3 hits and struck out 6 without walking a batter over 6 innings to earn the win last Saturday over the Rockies. The start prior, Gonsolin was hammered by the Padres, allowing 6 runs on 9 hits. I expect him to trend toward the shaky end in this game against a Miami team fighting for a playoff spot. In 5 starts since the All-Star break, Gonsolin has posted a 5.19 ERA and 1.35 WHIP. The total set for this game is lower than usual, considering how dominant Alcantara has been, but I expect the Marlins to generate some action against Gonsolin and Miami to come away with the win.